Another good morning to you. So, yesterday I did the Klarna interview and the technical test, and well, I think I did the interview went very well, I think, and the technical test, well, I couldn't. Well, I spent about. I was supposed to do it in 2 hours, but it wasn't. Apparently, it was supposed not to be timed. So I thought, hey, if like it said that they really cared about like the quality of the code more than the time it takes me to finish the task, I thought, all right, I'm gonna buckle down and really try to go for some robust, good quality code here instead with tests and like go the whole 9 yards. And so I think I clocked in at 2 hours and something. So about twice the time it was supposed to take. But that's me. We'll see how it works out. I mean, it would be great to get to the next stage, but yeah, my attitude towards this is kind of, well, it's what I told the guy who. He was a nice guy. Like he seemed to be a nice guy, but at the same time there was a little bit. I got this like a little bit of a sense that okay, maybe you think that Klarna means more to me than you realize, or rather than like maybe you're overestimating how big this company is, or maybe I am underestimating how big it is. Because he kind of a few times where he was, well, basically he made me kind of feel like I was in this position where he was judging me, and maybe he got used to that because at one point he asked me about, okay, what does your colleagues say about you? And I said, well, I think they say this and this and that. And if you want more, I suppose you have to talk to them. And he kind of just, oh yeah, we will make sure, because here at Klarna we only hire the best. And I said, well, okay, that's great. I don't know why you're talking to me, but and he kind of, he laughed a little bit about it, and then he said, well, I already pressed the button for putting you through to the next stage, and like then he said something along the lines, but so now you can relax. And my immediate response was, oh, Gareth, don't worry about it. I don't like I'm not worried at all about getting this job. And I kind of got silent there for a moment, and I didn't say much more about it, but this is kind of I hope I'm relayed it in a nice way, because it would be great to get a chance to work with some of the best engineers, even though there's all these other things that has to happen in my life to make that feel comfortable. That's great, but it's not my end goal. My end goal is to be as good as I can, and I can achieve that without working for Klarna. And I mean, it's not like they don't have a lot of other people they can hire instead. So we're in this situation where I'll do the best I can, or as much as I feel like I can provide in a reasonable time. And it's the same thing with the test. Instead of feeling bad about not getting everything perfect, I'll try to remember the things. Like even now, I mean, I submitted the test, and this is why I hate tests, because had this been my job, I would have produced, like, done all my work, almost all my work, and then I would have gotten stuck on this little problem, and then I would think about it, and then I would go away from the computer, think about it some more, and like relax a little bit, because I got, as time progresses, the more like you clog up your brain and you can't think as effectively. And like now, for example, I've slept on it, and I think, well, maybe that problem I approached it from the wrong angle, and then I now have some ideas about how I could solve it, and I would love to try it again and see if I could solve it now that I've had some food and like rest and so forth. But since it's in a simulated situation and the tested situation, you only have one go. That's it, and that's okay. We'll see what happens, because on another very positive note, I was contacted by, or I visited a company called Sucom on the topic of becoming a teacher, which is kind of cool. I think like they seem to be very interested in working with me, and I mean I'm interested in working with them, because in essence what would happen is that if I got a job there, I would be a teacher for the same type of education I have or had when I was in school. And teaching is something that I originally studied to become a teacher, and I think that's something important. And to you guys who are like really into, like, if you love what you do, I think you owe it to everybody to share that with other people. Like if you're really passionate about whatever it is, you should do your best to be social and like talk about it and try to share your experiences with other people. I mean, that's what these videos are about. I'm not a master programmer. I'll probably never be. I'll try to do my best to be the best I can be. But my goal, my dream is to someday maybe be good enough to make people feel like, yeah, this Fredrik guy, he's pretty good at what he does. And the best part is that he documents his journey from being, like this low-level programmer to something bigger, and hopefully this will help people. I mean, if nothing else, it's going to be fun for me to watch it when I'm much older, and hopefully it will be helpful to some people who are in a similar position. So I think that's great, and I'm really keen on that position as well. I also got a call back from the company called My Services. They want to talk to me again, which bodes well for me. So yeah, I have a few options in terms of what I want to do next. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully everything turns out well. And I haven't really decided yet which path I want to go with, but the good news is that it feels more and more like this journey through, to finding a new job for me is finally coming to an end, so I can get back to working on things that I like.